front door. Well, if that airplane is failing and the ship is just a sailing, I'll buy a ticket, write the best song in New Orleans. I'll buy a ticket, write the best song in New Orleans. I'll buy a ticket, write the best song in New Orleans.
Minot State's small enough that you get to experience a lot of good things. To get into radio right away, TV right away, work as a director, a producer, or a talent on the show. It's really fun to be involved doing all those things. We've got the new technical equipment. Everything you work with here, for the most part, is going to be out there in the real world. Neil Roberts is a great mentor. He has been seasoned in TV and radio and able to bring that experience to the classroom, and he's personable, he has a passion for it, and he wants everyone else to share that passion as well. I'm the director and producer of Inside Out. I work with a lot of different people and make sure that everyone's satisfied and everybody's working together to make communication what it is. Over this semester, everybody's worked together and found this rhythm with each other, and it all just comes together and makes a really nice finished product.
Welcome to Good Night Minot with Jake Thralkill, featuring special guests Walter Peel and Valerie Curtis. And now, your host, Jake Thralkill.
Good evening, Minot. Welcome to the first ever episode of your late show, Good Night Minot. I want to thank you in advance for taking time away from your phones just long enough for me to wish you hadn't. The real reason we've got you gathered here tonight is because I have a very important message for you. The warranty on your vehicle is about to expire, and we have representatives standing by to help you. No, seriously. Vincent from Cardholder Services is here to help you lower your rate. So, hey friends, tonight's monologue is brought to you by our friends at Atypical Brewery and Barrelworks. You like their beer? But before we get to this lit AF monologue, slay, right?
Yes.
I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who helped make our first show happen. Visco Girl and co-host Miles Barkham and the Sweet Dreams Band. All of our sponsors. And of course, all of you cool cats in the audience, especially that guy. So seriously though, this show wouldn't be possible without all of you, and we are so thankful that you can be here. All right, now, here come the jokes, right? These are the jokes, but that was the first joke, okay? So Thanksgiving is almost here, and one of the best things about Thanksgiving is avoiding your family after the big meal. racing your big uncle to the bathroom before he destroys the toilet, and then immediately falling asleep during the football game. All right. Yeah, right, yeah, that's pretty much it. I heard it. So in North Dakota, we've always had 2 home teams. We got the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. But, all right.
A lot
But
of Packers
now,
fans. It almost seemed like there's more Packers fans here tonight.
yeah,
Are you serious?
You know
oh yeah,
what?
Elijah's here. I forgot about that.
you know where there's not going to be a lot of Packers fans?
Where?
The playoffs. But now we have a 3rd home team, Carson Wentz. That's right, everybody. A North Dakota man born and raised here is now the starting quarterback on a Super Bowl winning team. Maybe next year he can actually start in the actual Super Bowl.
Oh, that's pretty harsh. Pretty sure he was injured.
Yeah, well, the last time he won anything of significance, he was on my fantasy football team, and he didn't start then either.
Aren't you a Vikings fan though?
Well, fair enough.
Okay.
Carson Wentz isn't the only North Dakotan making his way into the NFL. A Minot man was recently charged with kicking and assaulting a police officer. Turns out that it was videotaped, and after seeing footage of the video, Mike Zimmer, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, immediately reached out to see if he'd be available to sign. However, I heard that deal fell through after his ankle monitor caused him to shank it left. In more local news, the Minot Daily just reported that there's going to be snow in the forecast. Yeah, critics are calling it the most accurate news article the Minot Daily has produced in years. Yeah, we got a lot of paper readers here. I love it.
Not many left.
The Minot City Council is looking for a new place to hold their meetings. It turns out that the biggest hurdle in getting that place so far is the $1.6 million price tag. If that doesn't work out, and it probably won't, I'd like to be the first person to suggest using the downtown parking garage.
Yeah, I think we paid enough for that already. We can utilize it.
I think that joke they call low-hanging fruit, and I'm not sure. The City Council was also recently reprimanded by Attorney General Wayne Stenjum for having a team-building retreat in Washburn, North Dakota.
Oh, really?
Just imagine what that meeting was like when everyone there agreed to go to Washburn. The Minot Park District recently officially cut ties with the Gathering Space Project, confirming all of what we already knew, is having a strong pullout game is better than long-term planning. That guy knows what I'm talking about. Ward County bus drivers now finally have emergency spill kits to have inside of their buses in the case of emergencies and to protect themselves from bodily fluids. Finally, the schools have come up with a plan to collect additional revenues by moonlighting as party bus companies. Minot State University recently spent $150,000 redesigning the diplomas that they give at graduation. It turns out printing "will work for food" on the back of applications costs a lot more than you think. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum recently announced the formation of what he calls a children's cabinet. After playtime, recess, nap time, and show and tell, they're still more productive than the entire North Dakota state legislature.
Yes.
Is there anybody here who's familiar with the Reader's Digest? You might have seen it in your bathroom or in your grandma's bathroom.
Now, you just given out the fact that you're over 50 right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Well, the Reader's Digest recently came out with an article about North Dakota. In fact, they went on to name Watford City as the nicest town in North Dakota.
Have they ever been to Watford City, do you think?
Yeah, well, they got good bingo. I know that.
Okay.
Proving that there are towns in western North Dakota that you can go without getting stabbed in. I'm not sure what the meanest town in North Dakota is, but after Miles and I spent a few hours in Williston after bar close, and I'm pretty sure I've got a good idea.
I only almost got stabbed.
Yeah.
They didn't make it.
Yeah. Well, the band used to be a 5-piece, right? And finally, Black Friday, the Hunger Games of American holidays, is coming up. You know, you guys know, you're kind of crazy. I've always thought we as North Dakotans have an interesting relationship with Black Friday, because for most of us, it's the only black interaction we have all year. We've got an amazing show for you tonight. The one thing going through my head the entire time that joke is, do not stare at Daryl when you say the joke. Thank everybody. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. We got a great show for you. We got special guests, North Dakota legend Walter Peel, marathon winner. Marathon winner Valerie Curtis. But first, before we get there, let's say hello to our band, led by the insatiable Miles Barkham and the Sweet Dream Band. Hey, Miles, I know it's, 7:52 since you couldn't get this show started on time, but I'm surprised that you were able to make it to the show, considering your busy schedule of whoring yourself out to open mic nights.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. Thanks, I'm glad I could make it too. And I'm glad you weren't just at home sorting your suits from lighter to darker brown all night, like usual.
Hey now, organization is important. You should look into it. But before we get to our special guest, we've got a musical number for you all. Take it away, Miles.
All right, I'm going to play a song here. This is the title track from my new album, Hen House, which I was shamelessly plugging earlier. And it's fitting that the song is called Hen House because the first sponsor of this segment is Starving Rooster. So, here goes.
Oh, there's something wrong in the hen house. Something's gone wrong with my best friend. Oh, there's something wrong in the hen house, baby. It's my fox ran off with my best friend. We worked so hard to build a nest together, carefully placing every branch. It would be hard for one like me not to love you. We get so pretty without the man. I left a big old hole in our wife's home, but you never seem to go out. in that home that we had made. I thought that we were safe, but I didn't account for the praying type. But I was a fool to believe that in this world full of avarice, anything could ever be alright. Oh, there's something wrong in the hen house. Something's gone wrong with my best hand. Oh, there's something wrong in the hen house, baby. The snap-box ran off with my best friend. Oh, there's something wrong in the hen house. Yeah, there's something wrong with my best friend. Oh, there's something wrong in the hen house, baby. The snap-box ran off with my best friend. Oh, yes, it box ran off with my best friend. Yes, snap-box ran off with my best friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Does anybody else feel sexually harassed when Miles looks at you while he's playing? Or is it just me? Yep. It is just me, okay.
That's why I don't sing in the mirror ever. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, Miles, that was excellent. But it's kind of weird that your best friend is a hen. Like, maybe if you were friends with people, Fox wouldn't steal your friends.
Jake, it's a metaphor.
Well,
for...
yeah, I mean, I get it, but I hope that at some point you'll make human friends. And, you know, write about them, write about me, write about the show, whatever, just less about lifestyle.
Yeah, you're a bot, Jake. Hey, don't you have a guest to introduce, or do you need your assistant to hold your hand while you do it first?
Well, Miles, that's what you're here for.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest tonight is a living North Dakota legend. He was recently inducted into the North Dakota Hall of Fame, or the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. His art has been featured in prominent galleries around the world. He was a Minot State University professor for more than 50 years, and the major gallery at the Northwest Arts Center bears his name. Not to mention, he's the proud owner of my favorite dive bar on First Avenue. Please help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Walter Peel. Walter, it appears you have some fans out there.
I think the laugh sign is what helps.
Yeah, that does. It helps, yeah. I noticed this is a great outfit you got here. I think your shirt and my tie were shot at the same Davenport, so that's good. But I'm really glad that you could be here. I mean, we got these mugs, and so we printed them with our names on it, and it helps to have somebody to give them to, so that's great.
This is
Walter, I know you're amongst a lot of friends here, and they know a lot about your story, but there's things that a lot of us don't know. And I'd like to start, tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up in Marion, North Dakota.
you want to put them to sleep, I take it.
Well, I heard that the dating scene in Marion is super selective, and that you jumped into that right away in the first grade. Can you care to share?
Yeah, that's a good story. My wife Becky is somewhere here tonight, and she also is from Marion. And I met her, my first recollection of her is that I met her at the pencil sharpener in the first grade. We had both had our tonsils out at Christmas time in the first grade. They did that to everybody in those days. They just took your tonsils out. And after got back to school, I recall being at the pencil sharpener. I think she was sharpening her pencil. And she said something, oh, my throat hurts. I had my tonsils out. And I said, well, so did I. I just had my tonsils out. Here, have a stick of aspargum.
There you
So
go.
and today they would kick you out of school for doing drugs, right?
Well, maybe here, but probably not in Marion.
And Marion,
So everybody says that you are the father of contemporary Western art. What do you say to that?
no, no,
I mean, look at you.
no. There were a number of people back in the 60s who were trying to do something with Western art besides just do scenes of people around a campfire eating beans or branding calves or whatever all of that Western art traditionally is that was popularized by Remington and Russell. They were great artists, and there are a lot of great artists who are in their particular style, but it just wasn't for me. I mean, I went to college, and when I was in college, it was you had to find your own voice, you had to be creative, and you try to be unique with what you did. And so I was pretty well forced into finding a new direction
Right.
for Western themed art.
So did you start drawing art, Western art, when you were a kid?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I drew lots of cowboys and Indians.
And how has your art changed over the years?
I was better when I was 6.
Okay. Excellent. I'm sure Mrs. Peel can agree. Yep.
Yeah, she's right. She's right.
My sources tell me that you were once criticized for drawing outside of the lines and for all your motion. What would you say to that critique?
I encourage kids to draw outside the lines. I hate coloring books. Well, you know.
All right.
Okay, let me make a
Walter Peel for president,
pronouncement about coloring books. If you love your kids, if you love your grandkids, don't give them coloring books. You know, I mean, you have them thinking that the only good art is the art that they see in coloring books, which is art that is made by adults. Have them make drawings on their own instead of staying inside the line. You want to teach a kid coordination, there's a lot better ways to do it than staying inside the line.
Yeah. I kind of got shivers a little bit hearing you say that. That was awesome. So who or what encouraged you to embrace the Western art?
Well, I went to Concordia first, and I had an instructor there that was a wonderful instructor in many ways, but he discouraged art that had any kind of a romantic, I mean, storytelling, adventure, romantic overtones. He was a very great designer of stylized, rather abstracted, somewhat abstracted work, and he discouraged anything that was what I understood as Western art or illustrational. So I left there being very sure of myself. My wife and I moved up to Grand Forks. I went to UND.
All right, yeah, let's hear it. UND over NDSU. You heard him say it? Yeah.
Hey, I holler for the Bison too. I love them. I love them.
Well,
Someday
we
the
can-
Fighting Sioux will be back.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate that.
But anyway, I went there and I was painting, and Dave Brown, they called him Dakota Dave, whatever reason, was the painting instructor, because I don't know, he was from out east.
Okay.
And
that makes sense,
he
yeah.
said, I hear that you go rodeoing on weekends. And I said, yeah. I said, my father has a rodeo company, and we produce rodeos, or we furnish stock at rodeos, and I work with them, do that all the time on weekends. He said, well, why don't you use that as subject matter? And I said, well, I thought it perhaps was too adventurous, too romantic, had too much baggage, you know, from from illustration, from Zane Grey illustrations and all of that old stuff. And he said, no, he said, it maybe does have a lot of baggage, but you have to find your own way. He said it would be better for you to work with the rodeo as a subject matter than to continue to paint those lame and insipid landscapes.
Right. Well, good.
So.
I mean, you took a lot of shots at what I made in 3rd grade, but I
That's right.
appreciate that.
That's right.
Yep. You were willing to bring a couple pieces here, so to look at, and I tried to put them in front of Miles so that they wouldn't have to look at him.
Yeah.
Feel that harassment thing we were talking about. But do you have any comments you want to share with us about these 2 pieces?
This one isn't finished, and I thought it would be fun to bring a piece that isn't finished quite. There are parts of, lots of it probably that will remain the way it is because I am an expressionist painter and I'm also a student of the Italian futurists who dealt with action and the dynamics of movement, energy, and I want to show movement in the work most of the time. And I also am an expressionist painter from the New York School of Abstract Expressionism, where I want to communicate to the viewer the brush strokes and the way I put paint on, the energy that I brought to the painting to make the painting. And hopefully that energy looks like I did it in a frenzy. Well, there is a small frenzy involved early on in the painting, but then after that, if you have too much frenzy, it makes for too much work trying to figure out what to keep and what to get rid of. So this one isn't quite finished. I think this one is finished. Yeah. So.
You can tell.
And by the way,
Well, I'm sure we can
they're
find
both for sale.
Right. You and Miles with the shameless self-promotions today. I love it. That's awesome. So when we visited before, you shared a lot about your rodeo career and the stories growing up there. Now you were the 2nd Walter Peel to be inducted into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what an honor. How does that feel?
Well, yes, my father was inducted a few years ago, and I was inducted in the category of arts and entertainment. I probably would have rather have, if I had my druthers, I would have rather been inducted as a world's champion saddle bronc rider, but that wasn't to be. So, yes, because I have promoted the Western subject matter and rodeo, which is all part of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame down in Medora as part of their heritage and what they're trying to preserve. I was nominated and was inducted last summer, so it was a great honor.
Along with all the time you spent in the rodeo career and doing the art on the side, you've, unlike some artists, been employed too. And you gave Minot State 50 of your immensely creative years. How did your career and education impact your art?
Well, you know, when you live in North Dakota, it's, unless you, back when I started as a painter, unless you painted wheelbarrows with flower pots in them and windmills, you couldn't sell paintings.
Okay.
So I did need to find work. And so I did get a teaching degree from Concordia, and I loved the classroom. I loved it as a student. I loved the studio. And teaching, I found that same camaraderie in the classroom, because making art is a lonely business. You go to the studio and you don't have classmates there at the next easel. You don't have somebody in the coffee room talking and chatting and conversing with fellow students. So it's a lonely business. So being a teacher took me to the classroom, and I loved working with students, and that was very rewarding.
Yeah, great.
I didn't like some of the administrators. But who does, you know?
So speaking of rewarding, while you were full-time at Minot State University, you acquired what was formerly known as the TikTok, and now is the Blue Rider. So
Yes.
why? Yeah. If you guys stick around, we could put 1/8 of you inside of there. So why the heck did you open a bar?
I was stupid. My wife allows me to be stupid a lot of the time. And yeah, it was stupid.
I want to give you a chance to say something to me that, probably also sounds stupid, but you alluded to. And you mentioned that opening the bar was more about building community than it was about building profits.
Not building community, it was a public service because it was the first non-smoking bar in the state of North Dakota.
Yep. I like that.
There was a bar restaurant in Grand Forks, I think it was called Dagwood's, that was no smoking, and there was one in Fargo called Stropers, but they both served food. We didn't have a kitchen, we didn't serve food other than just bar pizzas, so we were the first non-smoking bar, and it was back in the time when I liked hanging out in bars. And I didn't want to smell like smoke when you went home. You had to hang your coat outside on the railing. So.
And how did you come up with the name, the Blue Rider?
Well, given my horsey background, my sons were both rodeo contestants at the time. Saddle bronc riders, traveled Canada and the States around here, and we knew that it had to. I talked about that building. I said we should get the old building. They're just going to tear it down. It was vacant for a long time, maybe several years. And I said we should fix it up as a bar. And one of my sons said, "Yeah, I'll run it for you."
Absolutely.
All right,
sporting son would?
Yeah. So so you had to pick a name, and it had to be something about horses.
Yep.
And I thought about a school of painting in Germany at the turn of the century, early 1900s, called German Expressionism. We came to know it as German Expressionism by Vasily Kandinsky and Franz Marc were the two guys that started it. And they started the school, and it became known as the Blue Rider School.
Okay.
Because they both liked horse and rider themes, and they both liked the color blue. So it seemed like a great name for this bar.
Yeah, excellent.
And it's full of art and dead animal heads.
And I've recently learned that all the art in there isn't yours. I thought, that would be your shameless self-promotion. It's just filling it, making your own gallery. We're starting to get close to our time here, but you've had so much going on with a 50-year education career, an induction in the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. What's next?
The next 50 years, I would say.
Yep, okay, good. Awesome. And
do we have time for me to tell another little story?
Yeah, when Walter Peel's on stage, you have all the time that Walter Peel needs.
His mother is a good friend of a friend of ours, and she talked a lot about Julie. And
I didn't know about this, Mom.
Yes, Barb Grout, and she talked a lot about Julie and these two brothers.
Yep, sure do.
3 little boys, cute little guys, wonderful kids, and we heard stories about them, how this and that. And at one point, when they were really quite small, I believe it was the youngest one, who might have only been 4 or 5 years old.
He's right there.
Which one?
Yep.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yep.
This might be the guy. Anyway, Julie was trying to explain to him why boys' bodies are different than girls' bodies.
He's still working on that.
Yeah. He needs another lesson.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was explaining to him, that boys have different bodies and equipment, and they have a penis, and as he well knew, that everybody knew, and amongst the brothers. And then she said, and girls are very different. They do not have penises. They have vaginas. And there was kind of a moment.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah. There was kind of a moment's pause, and the little guy said, "Well, Mom, do you think I could see that vagina? Is that you? Yeah. That's him.
Good. Yeah. I appreciate the story. I can't wait to tell it at Matt's first, second, and third wedding. That's awesome. All right, so we're going to do a little bit here to close our segment. And before you get out of here, we're going to do a classic, I don't know if you call it a Letterman, but we're going to do a top 10 list. Oh. And so we're going to present to you the top 10 things that you can't get at the Blue Rider. The first of which, number 10, my favorite beer, an Old Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
And so before we get to number 9 here, just go ahead. Would you like one?
Yeah.
All right. Never travel alone. Yeah. Cheers.
Now I know why you can't get Old Milwaukee down the blue.
And number 9, a bathroom you can turn around in. Number 8, if you've ever been in the Blue Rider on Wednesday night, unpretentious trivia. Number 7, more than 30 of your friends inside.
That's right.
Number 6, a band that plays music you're actually familiar with. Number 5, carpets that don't make your eyes bleed. Notice I didn't say anything about the paintings. But, yep. And number 4, a credit card receipt.
Oh.
Number 3, a napkin with somebody's phone number on it. Number 2, a napkin. And number 1 thing that you can't get at the Blue Rider, laid. Walter Peel, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks again. Appreciate it. So as you know, this is our first show. And first dates are always the hardest part, and getting to this point was no easy task for everyone involved, except for Miles. And I would like to thank our creative team, writer and producer Jonah Lanto of the Good Talk Network, the real reason the show started late, director Adam Dias, writers Terry Efforts, Brent Schaff, Sean Ann Tangney, Miles Barkham, and Mike Annis. So, seriously, thank you. But we've had a lot of fun creating the show. We definitely had a lot of laughs, and I'm glad to see you're having some too. Good times and some disagreements. So I haven't seen what the crew put together for this video, but I'm sure it'll be great. So we'd like to thank the Hometown Radio Group for presenting this segment of Good Night Minot. Here's your behind-the-scenes look.
Pass some Gardettos.
Dude, these donuts. I'm glad Dralco's not here because he'd eat all these donuts. And he's skinny. He needs it.
I know, and he puts that sugar down like a friggin' Coke
He doesn't carry it very well either.
Has he been trying to micromanage you guys like every frickin' day?
So tired of his all the time over the back of my shoulders.
I feel like every time he talks to me, he's got like this little list of checkpoints that he needs to address with me.
Is he hitting all of them? Is he hitting all the
I
checkpoints?
have no idea. I'm not listening
fucking
half the time. Oh my God. Oh, see, here he is. Call it on a Saturday. I told you with the constant micromanagement. Yep. Hello.
Yeah, Jonah. Jake Threlkill here. Yeah, you got a couple minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it is a weekend. I suppose I can give you about a minute of my time.
I just want to go over a couple things here I got on my list.
Going over a list again?
Yeah,
Listen,
well,
Threlkill, hang on.
Jonah.
There is something I really do need to
Jonah.
tell you about the show, though. Hang on one second.
Okay, yeah, good. So, what...
Good night, Minot.
Good night, Minot is right.
Hey, are you still there?
I don't know
That's
why.
what you have to do.
I don't know why he thinks he can call me on a Saturday and expect me to be working on this. This is Monday through Friday stuff. We're partying.
That was the right move.
Yeah, right move. I ain't working today.
Now he's gonna call Mike. Oh, shh. Now he's calling me. Jesus. All right, let me deal with this. Yeah, hey, Jake.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, this is Jake Threlkill. Yeah, I just want to go over a couple things here. Did you get my email with the list and the checkpoints?
Yeah, no, listen, everything's fine. Just hanging out.
Okay,
listening to
well,
the new Miles Barton record
What?
in-house.
Are you drinking? Are you drunk already?
Yeah, no, you know, Vodka Mike doesn't come out on the weeknights.
No, it's Saturday, Mike.
Wait, Saturday? What day is this?
I think it's Saturday.
Yeah, no worries. Business tender's coming along swimmingly. Everything's fine.
Okay, well, basically, I just can't handle Jonah right now. He's driving me up a wall. I don't feel like he's getting anything done. You're with him, are you? Have you seen him?
Hey, hold on a second. I gotta let you go. I need to return some videotapes.
Gotta return some videotapes?
Jesus.
That's hilarious. He probably believes that you're actually returning videotapes.
No, I really do.
Oh, I think I just had a good idea. I'll run it by Brent.
If Jake ruins this event, there it is.
What?
Not again.
Do you have time to go to Hello.
Yeah, Brent. This is Jake Threlkill here. Do you got a minute?
Yeah, but I always got a minute for you.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to go over a couple things that I sent it to you on the latest checkpoint, version 37.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, you got that? All right, well, what I was just thinking is how about during Walter Peel's interview, I wear my cowboy hat?
Your hat on stage next to Walter Peel, an actual cowboy.
I think the audience will really like that, and, well, I look good in it.
Come on, bud. Get better. Absolutely not.
Walter can wear a hat. We don't want Gunslow Jake on stage.
Yes,
No way.
that's exactly
No way. That'll kill the show before it even gets started.
All hat and no cowboy, that's all I'm saying.
What the hell is up with these guys? Oh, I'll call Shanann. She'll know what to do. She's always kind of like a mother to me.
He is psychologically defective. Have you seen him melt down when people
Guys.
don't follow his schedule?
Guys, now it's my turn. Jesus, whatever, dude.
Hello, Shanann?
Hey, Jake.
Yeah, this is Jake Threlkill. Hey, I just need to talk to you about a few things on the list and some other stuff. I'm really getting frustrated with everybody, and I don't think they're doing their part in this.
No, man, no, I don't think you need to worry.
I'm really disappointed in the quality of the content here.
The monologue's really coming together. Terry Girl has been slaying it.
Yeah, well, you know what, Shanann? I appreciate your input, but the last time you had a good idea, Vodka Mike wasn't even born yet.
Take it down and look, you know what? I'm done with this conversation. I'll see you next time we have a meeting, okay?
Yeah, I do think we need to
Yeah,
schedule
bye.
another meeting. What the is going on with these people?
I swear, you guys, I have known 3-year-olds who need less babysitting than him.
I bet he knows them too.
You know what? I bet they're all at Shanann's right now. I'm going over there.
God, could you imagine how much less fun this party would be if he was here right now?
Yeah.
You don't think he heard us in the background, do you?
Oh, God, I hope not. I hope not.
No, these
Why
are
is-
really new phones. They
You
have
didn't-
noise canceling.
You didn't give him my address, did you? Hey, man, where's Miles? I thought he was going to party with us tonight.
That was the idea.
It's a better party with Miles.
Oh, there he is.
Hey,
Hey,
hell is this?
Oh, not much.
You guys sitting around playing in this pig pen? I mean, did you guys get the email I sent you with the list?
Yeah, we got it.
Your to-do list. I got it right here.
Okay, well,
This is one.
I hope that's your fucking resume because you're gonna need another job. I can do this whole show myself. Y'all are fired. Especially you, Vodka Mike. You know what? Adam, come with me. I need a camera person. Okay, you're fired too.
Hey, Jake, I didn't know you were
Fired! Dude. Why do you make me look like a complete ass up there?
You're trying to fire everyone.
Yeah, I wish it would have worked. Jesus. Jeez. Holy smokes. Well, that was awkward. Anyways, good night, Minot's hiring, folks. This guy's in. You're out. If you can go ahead and drop your resumes or your Minot State diplomas in the box out back. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of Miles, so here he is with another tasty tune.
Nope, can't fire me. Still here.
It's kind of like one of those STDs that never go away, they just clear up.
You're so funny, Jake. All right, this is a song I wrote. This is called Don't Leave. When the river overflows its banks, it'll flood where it wants, and it won't say thanks. And if the whole town musters up its strength, they can redirect the waters and rebuild their ranks. But Rosemary walks along those banks. One summer she had a true romance. Told Daniel after the summer this thing must pass. Rosemary threw a boulder through her house of glass. Oh, don't leave, even though the car's gassed up and it's running just outside. Don't leave, even though there's open road and clear blue skies on the other side. Don't leave, even though I have nothing to offer you. Just me, just me, just me. Since the glass house collapsed, from Kansas to Milan, it's been the same sad dance. Beautiful Syrian culture ladies, you can't forget the scent of sweet Rosemary. Oh, Rosemary, the baby by a different man. The present she was left by one night stand. In desperation, she runs back to her dad and begs, can we ever get back to true romance? Oh, then I'm down the first flight, could get back home. Two Rosemary's waiting arms. They started to rebuild their house, though not of glass. They found a tube phrase that might just make it last. Oh, don't leave, even though the car's gassed up and it's running just outside. Don't leave, even though there's open road and clear blue skies on the other side. Just me, just me. You ring the key and I'll ring the lock. If we ride the same boat, we can redefine logic. And I'll ring the key and you ring the lock. If we ride the same boat, we can redefine logic. And I'll ring the key and you ring the lock. If we ride the same boat, we can redefine logic. I'll ring the key and you ring the lock. If we ride the same boat, we can redefine logic. I'll ring the key and you ring the lock. If we ride the same boat,
just me.
Thank you very much.
I couldn't tell if I wanted to use the line that your next song should be "Please leave," or or if I wanted to use the line that maybe that was instructions for our audience, "Don't leave," right? But Miles, let's give it up for Miles Barkham. But I know you've got some really talented people around you. Introduce us to the band.
I do. I have an amazingly talented band. I'm really lucky to have Daryl Hicks up here with us. The man, the myth, the legend. Leader of the band Soulshine, which he's invited me to be a part of for a couple of years now, and I love playing with these guys every weekend. It's amazing. Really, I feel really lucky to be able to play with you. Seriously, Daryl. Thank you. Austin, the Night Moose Olsen, back here.
Barely see you back there.
Yeah. He's the drummer for Night Drive.
Yeah, it's a pretty good band, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's the lead singer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got 300 likes.
And back here we have Odin Norum. Incredible guitar player. And it is fitting that we're in Minot, the Norse Husfest capital of the world. And his name is Odin. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Give it up for Odin one more time. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
Our next guest is presented to you by Minot State University. This woman is nothing short of amazing. She's a mom to 2 busy kids, a pro staff runner at Shields, and she competes in marathons all across the country, all of which she manages even while her husband is deployed for 6 months at a time in Guam and is currently on TDY. She started running competitively in middle school, but 3 years ago she decided to commit to the sport in a big way. Since 2016, she has shaved an astounding 24 minutes off her time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2019 Fargo Marathon champion, qualified for the 2020 Olympic Trials, Minot's own Valerie Curtis. You're gonna have to settle for water. Walter and I drank all the beer I got up here. But you know, she was saying how much she likes that song from backstage when you played it earlier. But,
Thank you.
That was an awesome welcome to the stage. Maybe the next time you do it, we can shave a couple seconds off that too. So welcome, thank you for being on our show. Make sure when you drink out of the mug, it's label out. And but you're super accomplished with various marathons and races. You've won the only competitive race in Minot and races all across the country. Tell us a little bit about running, and do you have to have a game plan to tackle this, or?
Yeah, so running marathons, usually a marathon training plan is about 3 to 5, maybe 6 months long, depending on how...
Which is twice as long as any relationship Miles has been in.
Shut up, Jake.
And you spend day after day training for this one special day where it all comes together and you get to put your heart and soul all out on a 26.2 mile course.
Yeah, that's awesome. Most of us will start our gym memberships in January and let them go by February.
Yeah.
So what does it take to be able to do a marathon?
I think you have to have a goal. And you have to have a goal that you're passionate about. I feel like if you just want to lose weight or lose 5 pounds, I don't know if that's a goal that really motivates people for longer than...
It hasn't motivated me yet. But.
Yeah. You know, you have to have something that you're passionate about, I feel like. Yeah, set goals for yourself and
That's awesome.
yeah.
How much time since you ran your first marathon to your best time have you cut off?
So I ran my first marathon in 2011, and I ran a 3:42 and change. And I ran
Hours? Is that
3 hours and 42
Okay, all
minutes,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
And this past weekend in Indiana, I ran a 2 hour and 42 marathon. So I've taken an hour off over, yeah. So,
I think I recently took an hour off my 2 mile time, so that's pretty good. So, I have no doubt that you can make the Olympics team, but tell us about the trials coming up in February.
okay, so yeah, I have qualified for the Olympic marathon trials, and that's going to be in that will be in February 29th, 2020 in Atlanta. And
We'll be watching from treadmills at home.
yeah. And it'll be the country's very best marathoners competing for the top 3 slots to represent our country at the Olympics in Tokyo.
So give us a little scope. How many people from North Dakota will be in this Olympic trial run?
I think there's another runner that has qualified from North Dakota.
But less than 3 we're going with.
Yeah. So hopefully more, you know. So it can be done, obviously. So
Yeah, so this year you won the 2019 Fargo Marathon.
Yes.
And you got to come running across and break the tape.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that day.
I was really excited. I hadn't qualified for the Olympic trials yet at that point, but I knew I was in good enough shape to make it happen that day. And I was in the top 3 up until mile 20, and I could see the top 2 females ahead of me, a couple hundred yards ahead, and I was closing in on them as we got closer to the finish line, and by mile, 23, I had passed the lead female, and I had the bike escorts that were leading me to the finish line, and I had all the half marathoners that were also running at the same time cheering me on. And you finish in the Fargo Dome at the Fargo Marathon, and you come in from outside, and you come down this ramp, and you pick up speed, and you can see yourself on the Jumbotron, and you hear like this, you come indoors in this huge eruption of crowd, like a huge crowd, just so much energy. Yes,
everything.
and you cross that finish line, and it was amazing.
So I know that you've credited your family and friends and support groups and things with a lot of your success, and they've always been really encouraging. But you also have a professional coach, and tell us how that's changed a little bit about your running and how you approach things.
Yeah, so my coach is Matt Nark. He is out of New York. He coaches me online. So it takes the guessing work out of my training. I don't have to think about my training. I don't have to figure out what the next week will look like, because he gives it to me, and he gives me the real live feedback. He can see whether, based off of how my workouts have gone, whether I need to kind of hold back a little bit or if I can push more.
Right.
So, and he's there. He's always encouraging me. He believes in me when I don't. He gives me workouts that I think, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. But he's always.
I say that at a flight of stairs sometimes.
I feel like stairs are like the equalizer. Right. I get up a flight of stairs after running a 2:40 marathon, and I'm like, oh, So
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's about bar clothes leaving the Blue Rider, yeah. So, we actually reached out to Matt, and you're going to meet him for the first time in person in February.
Yes.
But we reached out. I gave him a call. He didn't answer. Sent him an email. He didn't answer. But then he actually called me back, and I saw a New York number pop up, so naturally I thought it was Vincent from Cardholder Services again. And so he left me a voicemail, and this is what he said. Cue sound.
Hi, Val, and thanks for having me, Jake. Very excited to be on TV. I think this is the first time ever. But Val, it's a pleasure to work with you. It's been just a great experience from the time we started. And we experienced another great season this year where she PR'd, had personal best at every distance, including the marathon. We got our second OTQ. But it's been nothing less than amazing working with you, Val, and everybody out there in Minot. Jake, you should ask Val about, before our marathon, she had some major hiccups in the 7 to 10 days before preceding the event, and ask her about those hiccups. It's a great little story. Everybody thinks that this stuff just happens for us, but it's not an easy road, and Val's a real champ for pulling through, especially in this season. And Val, I look forward to seeing you at the trials. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you heard the man. Tell us about the days leading up.
Legit my coach.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be you.
No, it wasn't going to be me.
So I just ran the Indy Monumental Marathon last weekend.
Yeah, she literally flew into Minot the day I did a pre-interview. I was like,
Yeah.
what'd you do today? Ran a marathon?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got to work on time. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. So about 2 weeks before my marathon, I had a great workout, but a couple days after my workout, I kind of noticed that I was having a hard time lifting my knees while I was running. And my hamstring was really tight and my glutes were really tight, and I thought, okay, well maybe I'm just kind of tired for my hard workout. Maybe I just need a couple more days of rest. And so a couple more days passed. I did another hard workout, and that didn't do me any good. I did well with my workout, but I ended up hurting my shin muscles somehow in my left shin. Something about my stride was kind of off because of my tight muscles, and it kind of, domino effect with my other muscles, and so I was limping. When I was running for up until like 5 days before the marathon last week. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to run last week or not. I was a head case. I was crying. I was doing everything I could to work these muscles out, and to hopefully be able to run last week. So I got massages, I did stretching, I did foam rolling, I did icing. I was doing everything, but luckily, a couple days right before the marathon, my muscles were feeling a lot better. I was able to run without limping. I was able to hit some miles at marathon pace, and I knew I was ready. And the day of the marathon, I was good to go. I had no pain when I ran, and yeah.
I had pain when I run 100 feet, let alone a mile. But you're clearly an inspiration to everybody who wants to tackle big things. Would you have any parting advice you want to say to everybody who's trying to take down big things?
Just I don't know. Set big goals for yourself and make a plan to get there, and surround yourself with people that believe in you, and take it one day at a time. I mean, that's what the saying is how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same way with
Yep, how do you drink a beer? Or how do you drink a case of beer? One at a time.
One
right?
sip at a time, exactly. Yeah.
So you're officially a paid athlete thanks to Shields, and people write about you in the Runner's World magazine. Did you ever imagine all this would happen?
No, definitely not. This kind of seems so sudden. This year's been a big year for me with winning the Fargo Marathon and
That's awesome.
qualifying.
Late show appearances, everything.
Yeah, I mean, this is
good stuff. Selfless
pretty
plug.
big
Yep.
deal. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, everybody, let's thank Valerie Curtis, Minot's own. Thank you so much. you know, I was thinking, you know about Tinder, right?
Yeah, I've had a little experience with Tinder. Where are you going with this?
Well, for those of you who don't know, Tinder is basically an app with a booty call in your pocket.
You can
right?
you can date off of there too.
Yeah, well, let's call it what it is. But, you know, you swipe right if you like things, you swipe left if you don't like things. You probably know something about the left side of that old ordeal. But, you know, I had this idea, and I thought, what if businesses had Tinder profiles? And so, well...
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I did. And so I made some profiles for businesses around here. Let's have a look. All right, so let's go ahead and see what the first business is. Arnie's 2.0. Nobody puts the past behind them like I do. I've seen hard days and darker nights, but I've been working the steps, and I'm better now, I promise. Come on. The parking garage. So lonely, so very lonely. You can park inside me, but be warned, I'm a very expensive date, and there's no overnight parking. Charlie's. Trying to find love is hard when you're this old. If we've kept our same employees this long, imagine how long we'll keep you. The Blue Rider. Are you searching for an experienced lover? If yes, then you should know I've had more sweaty punks in me than a Green Day concert. Hey, come on. Planet Pizza. Play games with me. I've got joysticks and buttons in places you've never imagined. Button mashers will be strictly refused. And major bonus, if you're looking for something long-term, I don't mind hanging out with your ex's kids. Longhorn Steakhouse. Putting the long in horn and the steak in house. Your house. The original. New and improved. Now 95% STD free. But you should probably get checked anyways. Sudowalk, here for a good time, not a long time. Slim pickings here. And the Fairview Lodge. Pros and cons. Pros, you don't have to hold your farts in around me. I've got nice neighbors willing to borrow me whatever I need, and will sleep with you for Xanax. Cons, suffer from poor choices. My neighbors don't know that they're borrowing me stuff, and will sleep with you for Xanax. Nice impressions. Let's be real here. This is Tinder, baby, and size matters. All right, that's our show, folks. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you. Oh, the light's not even on. Feel free to stick around for a while. We've encouraged our guests to come out and mingle. The Starving Rooster is going to have their bar open for a little bit longer. We'll all be out there. Remember, you can save 15% off of the Starving Rooster if you bring your ticket. Until then, we'll see you on December 28th. Good night, Minot.
New Country 102.9 WGO. All your favorite new country music, plus fast and frequent news and weather updates.
You name the babies and I'll name the dog.
All on a local station committed to doing radio the right way.
You broke up with me.
This is New Country 102.9.
So move on up the FM dial. Make the switch to New Country 102.9 WGO.
Poem Design uses the latest laser and 3D capture technology to create one-of-a-kind items for personal and business customers. Their unique products are perfect gifts for weddings, anniversaries, and other special occasions. They also offer a number of solutions for business-to-business clients. Contact Poem about custom orders if you're looking for something completely outside the box. The possibilities are endless. Their in-house artists channel creativity into eye-catching designs and unique products. The name Poem is a constant reminder of the creativity that binds all people to the earth and the celebration of the human spirit poetry signifies. They believe in celebrating the potential for human excellence by spreading a simple message: people of Earth matter. Learn more at poemdesign.net or stop by their showroom at 36 3rd Street Northeast, right next to Souris River Brewing. Poem Design, where the only limit is your imagination.